Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel once again, and for today's video I am going to share the first team which I have used in the Summer Cup for Ultra League edition, which is going to be a very strong bulky team with a coverage for the Ultra League Summer Cup meta. So Summer Cup format for Ultra League is quite different from Great League because in Ultra League electric type is quite dominant of the most typing over here, because since electric is kind of a really good offensive typing, that is why it have got a higher CP cap. That is the reason apart from GL, electric type Pokemons are very much more viable in this meta over here, to which I thought of people using electric type over here, or maybe something that counters electric type. But apart from that, I came up with this team because to handle a good amount of good amount of Pokemons in the meta, apart from along with electric types and other typings as well. So for this team I've got a lead of Pidgeot that needs coverage for ice, electric and rock. That is the reason I have a really good answer in my backline with Tentacruel and my Virizion over here. So since both my Pidgeot and my Tentacruel is kind of weak to electric type, my closure over here is going to be my Virizion in this scenario, which is a very good closer because it have access to Stone Edge and Sacred Sword, which is really good. And apart from that, it's a really good closing option over here as well. To which in case of hard lead loss, I'll be trying to stay in this matchup because of the debuff from Feather Dance, and then I can switch out into my Tentacruel over here. So that's the thought process that I had, and without further more delay, let's quickly jump into the first battle, which I take a lead with Talonflame over here. So I'm going to I tried out this team for 4 sets, with which I went on for the first 3 sets I went on a 13-2 run, which is really good and really strong for this meta as well. And for the 4th set I went on a 2-3 set loss over here, which was kind of mistake from my end, but it's a loss overall. To which coming back to the match over here, I will be going for the next Feather Dance, which does grab the shield over here, and their defense and their attack is now 4 stages lowered as well. And from this kind of range, they tried to farm me down with the quadruple dropped Incinerate, which they could not, and to which they comes out with a grass fighting type over here, which is really good for me because Chestnut could be a kind of tough thing to handle with my Virizion over here. So I'm good. I'm really glad that I took switch advantage over here, to which now they save swaps into their own wall lane over here. So wall lane is actually kind of a tricky situation as well, because it have got access to Powder Snow along with Icicle Sphere that can handle my Pidgeot and Virizion, and it have got access to Earthquake as well that does super effective to my Tentacruel as well. But nevertheless, this is not won on a 1-to-1 shield, 1-to-1 team battle over here, but it's rather a team matchup in this scenario, to which now from this kind of range I have got double shield advantage onto my own Tentacruel over here, to which I will be shielding up this next move, which ends up being Icicle Sphere, which I am fine with because I have got enough energy to go for one sludge wave onto this incoming Chestnut over here, which will not appreciate it with just one shots that Chestnut, and they have got a very low volume over here that does gets down to Poison Jab, getting the win for the first battle over here with this team. So GG's to my opponent, really well played. Moving on to the next matchup, I pick up a lead against Blaziken over here. So Blaziken is again a good lead because it is part flying as well, part fighting, which does take super effective from my wing attack and Feather Dance as well, to which I think they will be going for a Brave Bird over here, but since it's double debuff right now, it won't do enough damage to take me out. And in this scenario as well, I do take shield advantage, to which now they comes back with their own Galv over here, which will not be able to farm me down until and unless I go for one more Feather Dance over here. That grabs the shield, lowers the attack over here by 2 stages, and gives me a really good opportunity for my own Virizion over here, to which for some kind of reason they went for a discharge onto a Virizion, which is actually not good, because you would be going for lunges over here because it does neutral over here in this scenario, to which I don't want to stay in this matchup over here, as they save swaps again into their own Staraptor, and Staraptor is having access to wing attack and Brave Bird over here. So I don't want to stay in this matchup, so I'll be quickly again swapping out into my own Tentacruel, which can handle any one move coming from this Staraptor, and they again goes for the wrong one, which ends up being the close combat over here. I'm not sure why my opponent is actually going for this kind of moves, discharge onto a Virizion and close combat onto a poison water typing of Tentacruel. So I'm really speechless right now, but I could not resist that. I went for a Scald over here onto this Galv, getting the win for the second battle here as well. Moving on to third battle, I pick up a lead against Virizion, which is a really superb lead, and they save swaps into their own electric rock typing, which is going to be Golem. So Golem is just going to be hard walled by my Virizion over here, because everything Thunderbolt, Rock Blast, Stone Edge, then Wild Charge, everything is resisted. So to which now I'll be going for the next Sacred Sword over here, that will be doing quite a bit of damage, and now from this kind of range I can go for the farm down, which gives me a good thing, because now I do have enough energy for back-to-back Sacred Swords onto this incoming Virizion of my opponent, which is actually a shiny version as well, so nice flex. But nevertheless, I can chip this Virizion with this neutral Sacred Sword as well, which is nice, because if they want to go for knockout for me, they have to go for 2 Sacred Swords, or maybe a 1 Sacred Sword and some farm downs, which I am fine with, because I really do have a really good matchup onto this Virizion onto my Pidgeot over here, to which they does farm me down over here, but they have enough energy for might be 1 Sacred Sword or might be a Stone Edge, so we have to check it out. So I was not correctly counting this time, so I have to shield this next move up, which ends up being a Sacred Sword, to which now I will be going for the next Feather Dance to debuff my opponent as they comes back in with their Galv over here. So Galv will not actually appreciate this wing attack and Feather Dance debuff and chip damage as well, because they will be going for a discharge which does not do enough damage as well, and I will be able to reach to the next Feather Dance as well, which my opponent does shield correctly, which I am fine with. But now for some kind of reason they went for the next move onto my Tentacruel once again, which ends up being a lunge, which is now quadruple debuffed, and I can easily let this next charge move go through as well, and I will be going for a heart farm, might be with poison jabs onto this Galv, getting the win for this third battle here as well. So GG's to my opponent, and really well played over here. Moving into the second last battle, I pick up a lead of Virizion once again, which is really good, and my opponent is not actually swapping out. So this gives me some kind of thought that whatever they have in the back is kind of actually weak to my Pidgeot as well, to which now, since they let this first Feather Dance go through as well, and they went for a Sacred Sword, I can easily go for a farm down with wing attack, which is really nice. But they now comes out with their own Wolverine over here, so they could have just switched out into their Wolverine over here, because it's such a good counter to Pidgeot. And now, since I went for the first Brave Bird, I want to preserve some kind of health onto my Pidgeot as well, to which now I will be swapping out into my own Tentacruel now and shielding up the first Earthquake, which ends up being a huge call. To which now I'll be going for the next called. So if they want to shield, I might let this next charge move go through, because Tentacruel is quite bulky in this meta, which I have a highly ranked Tentacruel as well. So it does not do enough damage to actually take me out, and I think I'm not sure what they came out with as their final Pokemon, so it is going to be Charizard over here. So to which I will be shielding, I will not be shielding up this next move, which ends up being a Dragon Claw that does take me out, but my win condition over here is going to be my Virizion with Stone Edge. So I recognize that, and I will be going for a Feather Dance debuff, but not before they can go for one Dragon Claw. So I'm quite sure that they are actually having a couple of moves stored over here. So first they will be going for the Dragon Claw bait, which I could not call it, so I ended up shielding the first move, and now before they could reach to the next Blast Burn, I will be going for the next Stone Edge with my Virizion, shielding up the earlier move, going for the Stone Edge that does take out the Charizard and gets the win for the fourth battle here as well with this team. That is really great of a result. To which, moving into the final battle of the video and the set, I pick up a lead against Charizard over here. So for Charizard, I will be going for a CMP tie over here. Actually they will be going for a CMP tie with me, which I am fine with, because I will be shielding up the first Blast Burn, and now I will be debuffing them with my Feather Dance. So if I get a shield, that will be the best case scenario, which I do get over here. And since their attack is double debuffed right now, I will be able to survive one Blast Burn coming from Charizard as well. So as you guys can see, it does not do enough damage, and they swaps out into their own I believe it's Porygon 2 over here, to which I will be going for the Feather Dance as well, debuffing their attack by 2 stages, which helps me out a lot, because as far as I know, Porygon 2 have access to Tri-Attack along with Zap Cannon and some kind of Ice move as well, to which that is the reason I went for the debuff. And now since they showed that they have got Zap Cannon, I will be letting this next charge move go through as well, because it might be a Tri-Attack, which it is, and I did not get the debuff, which is huge, because from this kind of range I can threat the incoming Charizard with the potential Stone Edge, and I can get the shield as well. So let's see what my opponent does decide to do over here. So they does shield over here, and they are going for a farm down, which they could not, as I could reach to the next Stone Edge as well, that takes care of the Charizard. And the final Pokemon over here is going to be troublesome, because they have got access to a Hex Jellicent, because of the part Ghost and Water typing. They will be resisting both my Poison and Water moves over here, to which I let the first Shadow Ball go through over here. And because I think that my win condition over here is going to be my Pidgeot, because Pidgeot will resist those fast attacks over here. And since I went for this called, I got the attack drop here as well, which is huge, because now their Shadow Ball does not do enough damage, and neither do Hex. So they cannot go for a farm down with their Shadow Balls with their Hexes and Shadow Balls over here, so they have to throw, to which it ends up being the best case scenario, as I did a CP tie onto the third Shadow Ball over here, putting this Jellicent quite low, and they have to throw. So they will be going for the next Surf to take me out, which helps me out fine, but it does not even take me out as well. So now I'll be switching out into my Pidgeot, going for this wing attack over here, and reaching to the next Feather Dance that takes out the Jellicent over here, giving me the win for the 5th battle here as well, which is huge, because I went up 5-0 in the first set with this team, and the 5-0 in the next set with this team as well. So this team worked out superbly well for me, as I reached level rank 19 over here with it, and quite a lot of dust and win ratio as well. So if you're using this team, do let me know how it is working out for you, and thanks for hanging out with me for this video as well. If you're liking the content, do share with your friends, like and subscribe. That helps me out a lot. And that will be all for this one. See you again in the next one. Till then, peace.